Okay, everyone, I just have a quick update for us. A very important update for those of us that have now switched to Blender 5, which I recommend, but I didn't know there would be so many fixes that would be involved, but it just takes getting used to. So one of the fixes, right, now that we're pointing out fixes, is before now, when I would rotate this way, rotating this way was the negative and then this way was the positive. But now, as you can see, by the values indicated, I'll just look here, by the values in the top left, you can see that this way is negative now and then this way is positive. So I'm just going to press Alt-R. But what brought this whole recording about is the Spring Bones add-on. Okay, so it has apparently been discovered that it doesn't work properly for Blender 5. So what then is the solution? Because for those of us who use the Spring Bones add-on for whatever reasons we need it for, we're going to be having issues if we do not have the add-on or something similar set up. So it's been reworked apparently. I'll be putting a link in the description. So apparently it's been reworked. Sorry if the fan is loud. It needs to be on. But yeah, apparently the Spring Bones add-on has been reworked. It's now called BSB, and BSB is basically just stands for Blender Spring Bones. Okay, so how does it work? So unlike before, right? Let me just pick a bone. Before now, it used to be here, but obviously I've gone ahead to uninstall that one. So it's no longer here, it's now on the side panel. And then another thing to note is it only shows up when there's an armature or a bone selected, okay? And it's in pose mode. All right, so that's very important. So you get the zip from their site on GitHub, and then you just follow the install instructions, install it with the zip, and you should be fine. So let's test it. Okay, so I'm just going to set this with Spring. Then this as well, I'll set this with Spring. Then now, if you had tested the previous Spring Bones on Blender 4.5 or Blender 4, I think maybe even 3.6, you would have noticed that this doesn't work, but now it works. And then there's equally a fix for that version if you're still using Blender 4.5. So maybe I'll cover that in another recording. But for this one, there's now it now works perfectly, or at least as intended. I don't know if it's perfect, but now I can do interactive mode. And then when I move, let's move the COG. So you can see they're moving, right? This doesn't affect the body in real time because it's based on shape keys. It drives shape keys, but as you can see, they're already moving. And then, of course, animation mode works the same way. So if we were to do something like this, maybe I think we need to check and then check, check and then check. Okay, so let's see. Okay. All right, so it's just sometimes maybe you need to check and uncheck something. Okay, yeah, so you can see at least this one moved. I don't know why this one didn't move. Spring again, and let's play. Okay, so they both move now. So yeah, it works, and then you equally have an option to bake the animation. So let's see if I can go right ahead and bake to action. Let's go back and see. Bake to action. Okay, so yeah, bake to action now. You can see it now affects because the shape keys now have data to read from. So yeah, it bakes to action even, and then your original keyframes are preserved so that you don't even need to go through the pose. What were we doing? We would come to animation, bake action. So you don't need to do that anymore. You can just use the bake to action button. So, and Another good thing is that this is in active development as well. So they are constantly, I assume, not maybe not constantly, but it's being worked on. It's not like the other one that, after 2.8, I think the creator retired it after version 2.8. So that's just a quick update. Then side update for the channel is currently trying on resolving issues with my marvelous designer. So once that is sorted out, production should be able to pick up as usual. So yep, thank you for taking note of this update. Yes, thank you.